In 2023, China surpassed Japan in car exports, becoming the world's largest exporter. Despite the global EV trend, it looks like Japan is refusing to embrace it. And today, here we are at Yokohama, second largest city in Japan. So in this video, let's see what EV market in Japan is like and how Chinese electric vehicles are doing here. I'm Harris, you're watching Matt EV. Even though it was basically the Toyota Prius who started the EV revolution back in 1997, on the streets of Japan we can only find a handful of all-electric cars. On small streets, we spotted numerous K cars, each equipped with their distinctive 0.66-liter engine, a symbol of Japanese car culture. And we reckon that if a company wants to make electric K cars, it will make a lot of compromises on the car safety, cost, space, and practicality. On the main road, we found many mainstream family cars from Japan, Germany, and even France. We also encountered lots of Japanese hybrid. These vehicles are already known for their fuel efficiency, and there seems to be little motivation for their owners to switch to electric cars. Another obstacle is the limited charging infrastructure in Japan. During our 4-day stay, our team, about 20 people, only encountered one charging station. Apart from the mentioned everyday cars, the most common ones on the streets are fun cars, which are what made Japan a heaven for petrolheads. Beyond JDM, we even spotted some very old American cars, for example, lowriders. I never imagined my first encounter with a lowrider will be in Japan. It seems that these car enthusiasts prefer to reminisce about 90s bubble era rather than embracing the EV trend. As for electric cars we saw on the roads, aside from Tesla, there were only a few luxury options, such as the Audi e-tron GT. However, this could be influenced by the presence of an Audi dealership nearby. So how exactly Chinese EV is doing here? Here I am at the BYD auto dealership in Midtown Yokohama. Sadly, we cannot film inside for some particular reason, but we have communicated with the sales manager. The person we interviewed at the store happened to be a Chinese who has been living in Japan for more than 10 years. Interestingly, before joining BYD, he worked at Toyota, so he has a deep understanding of the Japanese auto industry. According to him, BYD brought the Dolphin and Ito 3 to Japan in January 2023, selling a total of 1,446 units, 2/3 of which were purchased by Japanese. Although the two have a price difference of 330,000 yen, the latter can get a subsidy of 200,000 yen more than the former. So despite being more expensive, the Ito 3 actually achieved better sales. In addition, the Seal, which received lots of praises at Tokyo Motor Show, is expected to begin selling in spring. Just looking at the number, it may not seem outstanding, considering that in 2023, Toyota alone sold over 1.5 million cars in Japan, and BYD sold over 2.5 million in China. But let's not forget, Japan only imported about 33,000 all-electric cars last year. But BYD, a newcomer to the Japan auto market, already holds a 6% market share. The sales manager also told us that the Hyundai Kona EV, which sells quite well in Europe and is positioned similarly to BYD Ito 3, has an annual sales of only about 500 units in Japan. Besides differences in the product itself, the way Hyundai and BYD sell their cars also explain these results. Hyundai uses a more cost-effective online model, while BYD opts for traditional dealership model. From a marketing point of view, the former has a wider reach and can simplify the ordering process. But for Japan, physical dealerships might attract it more natural for traffic. This is also one of the reasons why the development of EV is limited in Japan. The sales manager also said that many Japanese do not care much about this kind of information on social media, which leads to a less vibrant online EV community compared to Chinese or American. So this environment isn't that suitable for promoting new things, like electric cars. The sales manager himself was having a hard time in attracting customers via the internet. Most customers step into the store are mostly retired, mid-aged, and elderly people. They tend to have an open mind to new brands, but just want a car that's budget-friendly and easy to use. This kind of demand is very similar to how Chinese people viewed cheap entry-level EV a few years ago. So we believe the lack of hype for EVs, resistance from local car makers, poor software capability, and inadequate charging network are what causing a stalemate in the Japanese EV market. Judging from the current situation, it's not that Japan is unable to make smart EV, it's that they are just unwilling or don't have the suitable environment to do so. So we can see that Japan has a long way to go before truly step into the era of smart EV.